What's up, everyone? How you guys doing today? Yeah. I was scouring the internet for something to say for the second show, and I just couldn't figure out what to talk about, whether it was the inflation and Biden predicting it's going to go down. And same with CNBC. It seemed like they were really on the defensive this morning with the market kind of tanking and talks of inflation woes as they are, of course, blaming it on the new Delta variant because it can't be because something with the economy or printing money or the constant infrastructure bills or, the child tax credit, just constantly printing money, giving out money, all this money we don't have. It can't have anything to do. It's this used car epidemic that I keep hearing about. But then I see this from England. Sky News. Sir Patrick Valance told a news conference 60% of coronavirus-related hospital admissions were double jab people. But then he later corrected himself. But it's important to watch instead of just taking media by what they say to be absolutely true and 100% fact and all that stuff, but actually, listening and reading and going to the actual source. Exactly. Going to the actual source of the information. So let's see this press conference of the mistake he made. It's a very interesting mistake, and I think it's easily glossed over. Let's watch it together as one and listen to it.
In terms of the number of people in hospital who've been double vaccinated, we know it's around 60% of the people being admitted to hospital with COVID have been double vaccinated. And that's not surprising because
Again, it's not surprising that people with double vaccination have been hospitalized.
Vaccines are not 100% effective.
Because they're not 100%
effective. Not 100%. And as a higher proportion of the population is double vaccinated, it's inevitable that those 10% of that very large number remain at risk and therefore will be amongst the people who both catch the infection and end up in hospital. So whilst vaccines are very effective at reducing severe disease, they're also effective at reducing the chance of catching it and reducing the chance of passing it on. But they're slightly less effective at doing that than they are at preventing severe disease. And so what we will see as we get let's say if everybody over the 18 had taken up the vaccine, then of course anybody who caught it would be double vaccinated. So the answer is that we should expect to see a higher proportion of people in hospital and catching the infection who are double vaccinated. That is inevitable that we will see that because of the the less than 100% efficacy of the vaccines overall.
Okay. So he had a little press conference and he did that. And then 3 hours after this press conference, he throws out this tweet. Sir Patrick Valance says, correcting a statistic I gave at the press conference today, 19th of July, about 60% of hospitalizations from COVID are not from the double vaccinated people, but rather 60% of hospitalizations are currently from unvaccinated people. Now, there's a couple of things that run through your head. A, you give the person the benefit of the doubt. Did he seem like he might have accidentally just read a statistic and glossed over it by accident? Or did he say it right and then 3 hours later somebody said something and he changed his mind? Or I don't know. But I think when I first saw the story, so I saw it 3 or 4 hours ago. I saw the story pop up, and my first thought was like, wow, it's actually refreshing that a news source is actually saying it's something negative about the vaccine. Because people are propping up these vaccines like they're God's gift to man, as if there's no side effects. And all these people with side effects are being hushed away. They're just, I'm not saying that it's not they're not great or they're not, 98% effective or all that stuff. But people are pretending like these vaccines are just foolproof and they're just like, free of any mistake. And you're insane to suggest otherwise, even though there are people out there that have medical issues that they shouldn't take the shot, or they just had COVID and they shouldn't take the shot. And again, I'm not giving you medical advice. I don't want you to listen to me and do anything of what I'm saying. I'm just saying we're thinking through these problems. You're not allowed to talk about these things. You're allowed to, prop up crazy medications and like Chinese medicine, but you're not allowed to talk about this COVID-19 vaccination as if it's like, that's what makes it weirder. Okay. And the reason there's conspiracy theories, there's like a lot of doubt about this vaccine is because of stuff like this. You accidentally read the wrong. That is an incredible mistake. I mean, that's still saying that 40% of people in the hospital have taken the double jab. So that's still a pretty a large amount. But also, there's a reason why the public isn't trusting medical health coming from the top down right now. Because of just constant flip-flop, flip-flop, flip-flop. And then you pretend like you're not flip-flopping. I mean, even Sky News, they had to rewrite the article to say Vallance corrects mistake to say 60% of people being admitted to the hospital with coronavirus are unvaccinated. Oops, sorry, accident. I wish they were more honest about COVID in general, and I wish they were more honest about the vaccines. And I wish they would say, these vaccines are great, everyone should take them, but if not, that's on you. And then I think people would take them. It's the fact that they're pushing it down your throats constantly, pushing it down 2-year-olds' throats. Like, and then even my college that I'm currently saying, like, you have to have a letter of recommendation. You can't have, like, religious freedoms. You can't. This is the weirdest health push in the whole world. It just makes you wonder what's going on in the world. I don't. Let me know your thoughts on this. Do you think this is a weird conspiracy thing? Do you think like a lot of some of these people look at, I love Twitter. Let's see. Some of these people are like me. They're like, what? Jesus, that's quite a big error. That needs to be clarified in a press conference, not just here. And that's what I totally agree. It was so weird that he came out on Twitter and just, that's my correction. Absolute bizarre error considering that you went to explain exactly why this, and that's another reason why I was so confused, because when I watched the video, he went on and on about this 60% figure and why it was so high. And it's just very odd and suspicious that you would go on to correct it through a tweet. It's almost like somebody told you something and then you went, oh shoot, people aren't getting vaccinated already. As I've seen the new statistics come out where it's like white people are in the 40% are vaccinated. Same with Asians, Hispanic, and blacks. It's like 20 in the 20 percentile. And so people, it's not this overwhelming support of this vaccine because of stuff like this. It's not because of white conservatives, blue and QAnon. It's not because of all this conspiracy nonsense the media constantly pushes. It's because of you guys and not just being honest. There's like this weird push in science. This is the science. I was listening to the press conference today, and this woman was saying, the CDC says something, pediatric medicine says this, and then WHO says this. It's just hard when everyone's saying something different. That is science. Not everyone is going to agree on everything, especially stuff as we're learning out information, and it should be celebrated as such. Instead, you have people being censored over what they're saying about this stuff. You have people being deplatformed, real doctors being told to shut up. This is the weirdest thing ever. And you think it's on us? You think we're the ones making it weird? You are the ones making it weird. You're the ones not allowing science to be science. You should welcome the questions. You have a bunch of people that doubt the vaccine. Prove them wrong. Amazing. Nobody doubts the flu vaccine. I got the flu vaccine every single year. I never doubted it because, I had to pay for it for one. And also, it was just something I did and I've done my whole life. It's so weird. People are like, you guys are anti-vaxxers. To some people, you're like, I've taken every single vaccination to date except for the COVID, and all of a sudden now I'm an anti-vaxxer because you haven't taken the COVID vaccine? That's the most insane, idiotic statement ever. You guys are making this weird. I mean, if you're not allowed to question things in science, that makes you question the truth of the science. If you look back in history of insane scientists that question things and that was against religion or against, modern truth of the time, those people were outcasted, seen as crazy and all that stuff. But then when they turned out to be right, we just accepted it. So the science community that claims they're about the science, you're not. Because if you were about the science, you would allow people to question it. You would allow your statistics to prove everyone wrong. You would welcome people questioning. You would welcome side effects. You would show your data. You would be authentic about it. I mean, I wish there was more news stories about pushing some of the side effects, some of the things that's going on, some of the, like, hey, you're pregnant, you shouldn't get vaccinated. Hey, you're this, you shouldn't be vaccinated. All this stuff is seen as like hush hush, and you're not allowed to talk about this stuff. But then the government looks at you and says, no, you're the one that's killing people. Like Joe Biden just today reframed his little Facebook thing he said this weekend where he said, Facebook is killing people or whatever. But he said, no, it's these people that are pushing this disinformation, this misinformation about the vaccines. Those people are actually killing people. That's you guys aren't being very forthcoming and honest about this whole situation. The studies we've seen about masks that you want to push on, social distancing, and especially, I'm going to say that one more time, especially the therapeutics that are being used for COVID-19. You're not even talking about that. You have a cold? Take Tylenol PM to help you sleep. Take this. Take Theraflu. And I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just saying, like, these are like common things. Like, do you have allergies? Take an antihistamine. That'll help you. You have COVID? Shoot. I don't know. I don't know what we're being told how to treat. I don't know what to do. Let's go through some more of these other. Governor stopped reporting on hospitalization admissions from the 13th of July, and I wonder why. I'd be interested to know what vaccine they have had all as well for the ones in the hospital, which is, that's a very great question. What vaccinations did those people in the hospital take? Hearing that it's mainly AZ, which is a worry, it seems that AZ is not as effective as the first thought. You need a signal boost this much more. This is a massive correction. It totally changes the narrative. And that's what it changes. The entire narrative of this story was switched within hours by a mistake. And the mistake was reported by the actual person talking through a freaking tweet. I mean, my favorite thing about this whole COVID stuff is that seeing the push about this misinformation and deplatforming people. And then you see all these conservatives, pulling up old videos of like Kamala Harris and Biden saying, I would never take this vaccine. It was taken by Trump pushed this stuff. And he told people to take Clorox bleach. There's like countless videos of this stuff. No. We're the crazy ones. By questioning what you're saying, we're the crazy ones. No. You've made us this way. This is what happens when you try to control a narrative. You try to control information, especially with things with the internet. You can't control it. You can't censor content because then it doesn't allow people to have actual conversations with each other. You have to stop doing it. It's insanity. You drive people crazy. You create more conspiracy theorists. You create more people that you don't want by doing stuff like this. Be transparent. Be honest. Show these statistics. Promote therapeutics that are being used for COVID-19 and how effective they are and how great they've been and how they've saved people's lives. Do stuff like that, and then maybe people will actually trust you for this vaccine. But no, you rather be silent. You rather bring on your TikTok stars, your 13-year-old girls to come on and promote this vaccine for people under 25 years old. That's what you're more focused on doing than actually sharing the data and telling people what's in the vaccine and also telling people what therapeutics are out there. Also, what else to do to prevent getting COVID and stuff like that. No. We're the crazy ones because we think logically. Only a logical person and a person that has a mind of their own and looks for information on their own, uses multiple sources, doesn't just use CNN and MSNBC. Those people are questioning everything right now because this is what happens. It's like a parent that all they do is lie to their child over and over and over again, and that child feels like nothing is safe because their entire security is built up under the home. And now that everything is built on lies, they're questioning everything, and they question especially those in authority. And that's what's happening. You're watching it. You did this. Be transparent. Come out and apologize and be transparent about everything. Everything. And people will listen and people will learn. No, but you rather create division, continue to create division amongst us, create this narrative that this country is this most racist country in the world, even though it's the greatest country in the world. No, you rather to create this division between us as people in party lines and ideologies and our different camps and our different factions and tribes. That's what you want. You rather create division and create it based on your narrative because you have to push it. Everything's safe. These vaccines are safe. You don't even have to talk to your doctor. Just listen to Dr. Fauci. Talk to your doctor. Talk to health professionals. Find out different information. I've been to multiple doctors for things sometimes. Sometimes they have different opinions because they're human beings too. Have a fantastic day. This story changed my life. No, it didn't. This was the most insane story. But again, I will reiterate this. People think you're full of crap and you're lying because of you. You did this. It's not on us. It's on you. It's like a child losing their mind. It's usually the parents' fault. Just be real. You guys are in charge. You guys are the ones pushing out this information. You're in control of the narrative. You're fact-checking for people on Facebook. You're red flagging stuff. We're not actually taking down stuff. We're just flagging stuff for you on Facebook. God. Oh, it's just Monday, people, and it's only a few months into this presidency. Everything's just fine. Have a fantastic day. I come back on YouTube tomorrow. I might put this on YouTube. See if it gets me banned. Have a fantastic day. Love ya.